Okay guys, so the way I'm going to structure these tutorials is first I'm going to show you how to complete the part and have the function of the code and the application working, and then we're going to walk through the code line by line explaining what's going on. So first we're going to open Visual Studio Code. I'll open a new window. So first I'll open a new window. Next I will go into some folder. And I will make a new project. I will call this just notes tutorial. Well, I'll just call it notes v4. I'm doing this. It's the fourth time I'm doing this. So I'll go and I'll drag this here. Next, let us make our files. So if we go here, we're going to make our index.html. I add plenty of comments explaining what is going on here, but we can walk through the code briefly. So we'll go here and make our index.html file. We'll just copy paste the code and save this. Next, we'll make our CSS. And we'll copy paste that. Oh, I made the script here. Yeah, okay, I'll just go line by line. So next, make the script .js. So we'll go here, new file, and copy this. You don't need to copy all the comments. I'm just choosing to do so. So copy this and paste. And finally go to styles. And copy paste all of this. I know I included a bunch of these numbers, so if you want to delete them, I just found out you hold Shift and Alt, and then you'll be able to you'll be able to do column select. So let's delete all of these. Good. And Shift Tab to bring this back and save. Now, if we go to the next step, you'll see use live server in order to test and develop this app. So you can easily download live server if we go to search, or not search, you got to go to extensions, and just if you search up live server, it's already there for me. Just go here and you're going to click the install button, and that's going to simply install live server, and that's all you'll need to do. It's a pretty straightforward install. Once you have it installed, you'll have the option to open the application with live server like this. So now we can view our application. Now this is all just static, has none of the functionalities I demonstrated in the demo at the beginning of this video, but it's the base for our app. Like we can add notes, we can add like whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we can delete them freely, but nothing is stored, nothing is saved. There's no user login, logout functionality, no AWS services. So this is the base. Now let's go ahead and break down the code line by line so you can get a bit of an idea of how we built this app. Okay, so let's break down this code. So index.html, this is a file that defines the basic structure of the Notes app using standard HTML elements. One thing to note is this app uses jQuery loaded via CDN, which we can find right here in this script tag for simplifying JavaScript interactions, especially DOM manipulation. A separate CSS file is linked to handle the styling of this app. We can find this here in styles.css. Let's look at the main elements. So here we have this text area where users will write their note. We have the button with the ID add note. This triggers the addition of a note. There is a unordered list. This displays the list of notes that the user adds. Next, we have this script tag, which links to our script.js file, which we will use in order to add functionality to our application. Let's go over that now. This first line document.ready function, it ensures that the JavaScript code inside the function runs only after the entire document object model or DOM is fully loaded. It prevents errors that could occur if the script tries to interact with HTML elements before they exist. The add note.onClick is a line that sets up the event listener for the add note button. When this button is clicked, the function inside is executed. Here, the value from the text area is retrieved using jQuery's .val method. The .trim method removes any leading or trailing white space from the note text to ensure only the meaningful content is processed. This if statement, this line checks if the user entered an empty note. If it's empty, another message is shown, and the function exits early, preventing the addition of empty notes being added to the list. This note item variable is a new list item. It is created dynamically using jQuery. This class attribute is set to note item, which is used in the CSS to style the note item. Note item is a jQuery object representing this list item. Note span is a span element. Note span is a span element created to hold the note text. The .text method sets the content of the span to the text of the user, the span to the text the user entered. A span element is created to hold the note text. The .text note text method sets the content of the span to the text the user entered. This delete button is created with the class delete note. The button's text is set to delete. This button will be used to remove the note from the list. This delete button on click is this delete button on click is added to the delete button, which is an event listener, which this delete button on click is an event listener, and it is added to the delete button. It triggers when the button is clicked. The function removes with the .remove the entire note item from the list, effectively deleting the note. Note item.append, the span containing the note text and the delete button are appended to the list item. This builds the structure of the note item dynamically with the text and delete button inside the list item. The noteslist.append. Noteslist.append, the newly created list item, which now contains the note text and delete button, is appended to the unordered list in the HTML. This makes the note visible on the page. Note input.val. After the note has been added to the list, this line clears the text area by setting its value to an empty string. This prepares the input area for the next note the user might want to add. So that'll be the breakdown of the HTML and this script.js file and that completes step 1. So that'll be the breakdown of the index.html, script.js, and styles.css. This completes step 1 of our serverless notes app. I hope to see you in step 2. Thank you, and please subscribe.